The story starts with the main character sitting in his quiet, empty apartment. The rain outside matches the stillness in his life. He's used to being alone, used to the silence. His routine is simple: school, home, repeat. It's as if he's living in his own little bubble, with no one to notice him or care. But one day, everything changes. It starts when he spots someone familiar standing in the rain without an umbrella. She's the brightest, most admired person at school. While everyone talks about her perfection, he sees her shivering, drenched by the downpour. Without a second thought, he takes his umbrella and hands it to her. It's such a small act, but little does he know, it will turn his life upside down. The next day, he finds a bag at his door. Inside, there's a freshly cleaned umbrella and a note. It's from her, thanking him for his kindness. But what surprises him even more is the food. A perfectly packed meal waits for him, neatly wrapped and filled with care. He stares at it, unsure of what to do. Why would someone like her go out of her way for him? Curiosity gets the better of him. Later, he gathers the courage to thank her at school. She gives him a small smile and says it's no big deal. But to him, it feels like a lot. No one's ever done something like this for him before. Slowly, an odd kind of friendship forms. She begins showing up more often, offering to help him with things. She notices his messy apartment, his unhealthy eating habits, and even his worn-out clothes. And before he can argue, she's taking charge. Her care is subtle but constant. She cooks meals, cleans up the clutter, and even insists he take better care of himself. He's hesitant at first, unsure why someone as perfect as her would waste time on someone like him, but as days pass, he starts looking forward to her visits. One afternoon, while she's chopping vegetables in his kitchen, he asks her something that's been on his mind. "Why are you doing all this for me?" She pauses, her knife hovering mid-air. Then she answers softly, "Because I want to. Isn't that enough?" Her words leave him speechless. For someone who's always felt invisible, her sincerity feels overwhelming. But at the same time, it scares him. What if he gets used to this warmth, only to lose it later? Their time together becomes a routine. She nags him to do his homework, scolds him for staying up late, and teases him about his bad habits. He pretends to find it annoying, but deep down, he starts to change. His days feel brighter, his apartment feels warmer, and for the first time, he doesn't mind coming home. But then, something unexpected happens. One day, he catches her sitting quietly on his balcony, her usual cheerfulness missing. She looks distant, lost in her thoughts. When he asks her what's wrong, she brushes it off with a weak smile, but he knows better. Why would someone who seems so perfect and untouchable have moments like this? What could she be hiding behind that flawless image? As he watches her, he feels an urge to do something, to be there for her like she's been there for him. But he hesitates. What could someone like him possibly offer her? One evening, she reveals a little piece of her heart. She admits that being perfect all the time is exhausting. Everyone expects her to always smile, always succeed, and never show weakness. It's a heavy burden to carry, even for her. Hearing this, he realizes she's not so different from him after all. They're both lonely in their own way, both trying to find a place where they can be themselves. Their bond grows deeper. They laugh over silly things, share quiet moments, and learn to lean on each other. She shows him how to cook a proper meal, and he surprises her by remembering the little things she likes. But as the seasons change, so does their relationship. It's no longer just about her helping him. He starts stepping up, trying to make her life easier too. It's small things, making tea for her when she's tired, or reminding her to take breaks. One day, while walking home together, she asks him, "Do you think we're friends?" He looks at her, unsure how to answer. Friends? Maybe. But deep down, he feels it's something more. As time passes, he starts to wonder about his feelings. Could it be that he's falling for her? The thought scares him. What if confessing ruins everything? Still, he knows one thing for sure. She's changed his life in ways he never thought possible. She's shown him that even in the darkest times, a little light can make all the difference. In the end, it's not just about her spoiling him. It's about how they've both grown, how they've both found something they didn't even know they were looking for, someone to rely on. So, what would you do if someone walked into your life and changed everything? Would you take the risk of letting them in, or would you push them away, afraid of what might happen? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments, what would you do in the main character's place?